Bottom left-hand side, we got LYN, who many people say is the greatest orc of all time. Very nice to see that he's still with us, even though he's not as dominant as he maybe could be. And on the other side is the second best player in the world right now, right after Happy. Another undead, a reason for many discussions, of course, but 120 has also been tearing it up, playing so good, so creative, and for his standards, looking over the past couple of years, also so flawless and creative. It's really a joy to watch right now. I think fan favorite LYN, overall favorite 120. Let's get it on.
Also, Youngfang just said Happy versus TH.
Hazy.
Oh, wait. Hazy versus TH. Oh, okay. Wait. Hazy versus TH. Ah, okay. Hazy versus TH show match as well. Coming later today. God damn, do we have a lot in store on this wonderful Thursday.
That's right. That's right. What do we have here? We got a Blade Master, no barracks. That is Fast Tech with Windwalk Blade Master. Very cool. I casted the last LYN series where he tried everything to get a win over the undead except Wyvern. Had a little discourse about him, with him about that as well. Let's see if he takes the advice of the chosen one.
Yeah, Wyvern is what most orcs trust the most against undead right now. Seems like anything else you try against the Frenzy Ghoul power is gonna end up not working too well. So understandable that orcs are tending in that direction, many of them at least. A long way to go until then. Then has also played some beautiful tech switches in the past, like faking Wyvern, going into Headhunters, and going Headhunters, faking them to Wyvern. So LYN is certainly a cerebral player, very patient player as well. A player who normally never loses his cool, will oftentimes sacrifice a lot of buildings, structures in the main base to get into a good late game position. And late game might be the name of the game here, with Blade Master, followed by Shadow, and a TC. That is going to be the key normally for orcs to win here, with late game, high level, high power heroes.
Exactly. And then, of course, the question is, what kind of 120 will we see? With expansion? Without expansion? So far, this is not a two-base play. He was scouting for that Blade Master before, doesn't find him, but still gets the XP, but the item, also went to 120. For LYN, it is so much hit and miss with this Blade Master. Can he pimp this Blade Master? Can he get the damage numbers up? Or will it not scale that well into the late game? We'll see about that.
Yeah, very important normally to slow down the undead early, at least prevent level 3. Level 2, of course, unavoidable. But 120 has gotten extremely good at these last hits as well. He knows the blade is here. Oh, and the Windwalk runs out! Oh, that's a bit unlucky. If it doesn't run out, I think he gets that last hit. 120's got the coils ready as well. No ghouls have fallen so far. Good start up until now. Gets a ghoul finally. 120, they're a little late on the coil first. Little tiny blemish.
Okay. Good for LYN's mental, of course, to get some tiny wins, but the control against that Blade Master looking really good. All that normal damage of skeletons and ghouls ramping up. Blade Master needs a little bit of healing. That gives 120 time to creep this. Early game map control for the undeads with the ghouls, man. Unprecedented. And of course, orcs have decided I don't need any units at all. So obviously, there is a lot of control if the orc doesn't contest it.
DK now very, very close to that level up. Managing the mana also very well. Oh, Blade. Hoping for a ghoul kill here. Waits for it to get out of range. Gets 2 ghouls. But DK got the level 3. And most importantly, DK has a lot of mana. So I would say this is a good early game for 120. Maybe a tiny lead.
Shadowhunter, double beastery. It's time for the Wyvern to finally return into the hands of LYN. Many Headhunter plays, many Tauren rushes, everything has been experimented with, but you always come back to the one true savior of orcs, and that is Mass Wyvern. Even though the creeping with Shadowhunter is weaker than it was before, due to the changes to Wand of Negation half a year ago, you should still be able to creep up And we'll see if that's enough to catch up to that level 3 DK, which is obviously a soft win condition for Undeads.
Shadowhunter is trying to hide. DK is looking for him, wondering where the Hex Creep is going on. This was a nice movement by LYN. Pretending like the Shadowhunter wasn't there. But if the Shadowhunter creeps this ogre, this Null alone, that's gonna take forever. We got the Wyvern coming in, but it all still takes a little bit.
Right on. And that's also some damage here. Will require some heal selves. And the DK is right there saying, hey, something's happening there. You try to persuade me. You try to fool me. Not with me, LYN. You got to get up earlier than that.
Starting to move into Fiends already. 1-0, big fan of Fiends against Wyvern. As we know, Happy more on the Gargoyle train. Oh, who's going to get the item here? Goes for the blade, slippers, and he got the tome as well. That's actually amazing drops. +5 agi from this camp.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Lich is coming in, doesn't have a wand of negation, which is surprising to me. That he doesn't want to dispel against the Hex, but okay. Chasing for that Blade Master, but that's also hurt. Creep still disrupted though.
Question is here for the Orcs, do they add a TC or not? There seems to be no clear answer. Some do go for him, some do not. So far, LYN is staying on dual hero. Getting another little agi tome here, that's nice. The blade drops have been pretty damn good so far. And there are still lots of creeps and items on this map.
Question is it good enough? We do get the TC, I think against 1-0 it should be a no-brainer to go for that hero. If there's still a lot of creeps on the map, because, as you said, 1-0 always a Fiend fan. If there's lots of stuff on the ground, you hit a lot of stuff with the Stomp, and then the Blade Master cuts them into pieces. We also have Cement ready, and Spikes! Oh my god, this is a wet dream! Remo, this is everything I wanted from the top-level Orc games against Undead.
And still lots of lumber on LYN, by the way.
Yeah.
Does he have 8 lumber peons? He does.
Yes.
8 lumber peons. Oh.
Always a complaint. Orcs need so much lumber in the late game, as of course they chop the wood, unlike Night Elves. And you don't have too many. Lumber income reduced. Oh, also a tower. Man, we're going back to Turtle LYN.
Interesting.
That is interesting. I like it so much. Like I said, jokingly, maybe LYN is listening, but this is like everything I talked about with LYN that I think is the strongest. So maybe he's playing this for me to show me that it's not working. I don't know.
Dude, also, Quel'Thala's boots.
Yes.
Item drops are perfect for LYN right here.
That is awesome, man. Awesome. As well as Burning Blades with the 70 month. Thank you. And the big mana potion also. Amazing for the fights. The disengage is lovely. With the speed scroll as well to create some distance. Even spreading some poison here for
Nice.
1 or 2 ghouls. I love this so much.
Oh, Kodo, important piece of the puzzle. Shadowhunter getting silenced as well. Is there another speed scroll? No, there isn't. LYN may need to get into the back of the base, which is indeed very well fortified, as we pointed out before. TC without ring of protection, always a very viable nuke target as well.
The ghouls now can't attack the buildings, otherwise they're too hurt, I think. Statue will get some regen in, but this will take a lot. So, we need a little bit of healing, and we need a little bit of mana. Repair for free. Piercing damage is hitting the heroes instead of the ghouls.
Level 2 spikes.
On the way, true. That's amazing against ghouls.
It's 50% damage return. And how much flat damage again?
I don't know, but we need to engage here. The Beastery shall not fall. It's the Ensnare Beastery. Oh no, the Raiders will be useless here. Maybe it's not enough punch as the hero levels are so low, but we're staying in the fight for now.
TC is dead. Didn't even get off the stomp. That's pretty painful. Here's another web with those Wyvern in serious trouble. Another ghoul goes down at least. Kodo trying to look for a Devour here. Gets it with the help of a Purge as well. But it seems like LYN is losing more here, isn't he?
He is losing everything. If the burrows and tower attack the ghouls instead of the heroes, Maybe he holds that beastery, but that is so bad now, not having double production. 1-0 is backing off. Maybe he's in a position to expand.
Yeah, the cool thing with all these peons is there's so much lumber, like you mentioned before. So level 2 spikes is pretty cheap in gold, 50 gold, 100 lumber. So lots of upgrades here coming in, and it's about buy time. Late game, late game, late game, boys. We need items, we need levels on these orc heroes. So far, still pretty bad. 2-2-1. LYN wants more.
And he buy that time. Will 1-0 give him that time? Attack upgrade, armor upgrade. We are rebuilding the beastery. 1-0 shocking around. With fiends, you can relatively easy destroy this. Dark Ranger for silence. Might be... Oh, the Hex is lovely! But the Dark Ranger is fast and retreats into the back.
Didn't get that end snare there. I guess the upgrade still is... No, it is finished. Kodo got a Fiend Devour at least. Trying to get away with that one. And now with the Raider, he can try to look for reinforcements to catch them in the middle of the map. But the Kodo out on the map always gives the vision. That one might just be falling.
Blade Master and Windwalk once again. We do have an orb. We might gun for the statues here. Going for the full mana one. TC again nuked. And that is at the moment just a liability. But Blade Master finally level 3. Now big crits.
Has to be the crit level 2, but the coil gets another kill. LYN still in trouble here, still playing from behind. Down by more than 10 supply right here.
Yeah, and with a big ranged army, now of course the spikes look a bit stupid, right? Because they don't do that much, but against the ghouls they did. There's no damage output outside of the Blade Master, and that is a liability. No Wyvern, no more. We burrow a Fiend, we creep up a little. It's great scouting, of course. Oh, LYN, the Saint's Sword needs to return.
LYN at the lab, thinking about a Zeppelin maybe. Again, the Kodo is giving the vision here. Late in the back, might be able to pick up a Fiend in exchange. But of course, there's the burrow.
Yes, and Kodo Beasts, the slowest ground unit in the games. Might be an easy kill here now, right? Yep, and the Fiend is there. Blade Master, it's all down to you.
Yeah, seriously. Where are them crits? Gets that kill even without crit. Catches a Fiend with an end snare. Maybe a kill opportunity here. Is he going to risk the purge? Oh, gets the kill. Blade is hurt. Heal potion in. LYN is getting some kills here, but he's still down in supply.
Oh, Warchief is fighting. TC flirting with death. The Shadow Hunter, no level 3. Holds on to that mana potion. Might need it. There's no gold for a town portal. Invo potion and dust. And that's the third TC kill, maybe? Deny. Okay. Undead heroes aren't rising. This is important because that would have been level 2 Unholy Aura. So that chase would have been a lot easier. Time for LYN to rebuild. But with 200 gold, what do you do?
He transitioned completely out of Wyvern, by the way. That makes sense, of course, when there's so many Fiends on the field. It is Kodos and Raiders that we're looking at here. Blade is looking good on level 3, but Shadow needs 3 as well, and the TC would love to get level 2. At least he returns quickly. But the big camp right now is going to 1-0. Red camp, pickup, could be a huge item here.
Ooh. Nice fights here. 14 minutes in. Red spots indeed. We got more HP and int on the DK, which is perfect for the Death Knight. What will we get for LYN? 1-0 probably knows that is happening, but can't reach the other side of the map fast enough to contest this, thanks to ensnare and damage. We get so many purge procs. Holy, just doesn't do anything.
Ancient Django of Endurance. Well, I guess he's got the aura now at least. He can keep it on level 2 until level 2 TC. And we see them towers being built here by LYN, setting up for an expansion.
Interesting. That's such a risk. We get the late game, not really a transition, but addition by 1-0. That is Shades. 1-0, not using that as frequently as Happy. On small maps, you oftentimes don't need to. Big fight here. Crits 210.
Going for the Death Knight, maybe. Invo potion passed, though. He was trying to force the TP, I think. Blade hurt as well. Not revealed anymore. It's going to be a Raider going down.
Oh, damn. LYN has arrived at 3-3 hero levels. Crit 2, heal wave 2. All we need is the TC on some levels. But 1-0 contesting this big camp. getting more HP on top of a lot of armor. This DK seems untouchable.
1-0's doing a great job, always trailing the Orc, never giving him easy creeping, never giving him easy levels. LYN is now getting a camp, but the item here is already gone. Is this level 2 TC finally? Yes, it is! But he had the aura already. Trying to go for the DK again. He's trying to force the TP right now, I think.
Storm doesn't really hit that much outside the Fiend. Dark Ranger levels up to 3, not as powerful, more like a disabler. Against Headhunter, she would be the carry. Kodo gets a devour. The other Kodo might be saved. No, Fiend is coming back, but very hurt. Coil at the ready. Kodo sniped as well. This late game transition, not sure. The Stomp was great, though.
Decisive appearance is in as well, trying to kill that Fiend. Needs an Invo Potion to make it work. Going for the Death Knight again. Trying to force that TP right here, right now. There is mana for a Hex, I think. Yes, there is. Going for the DK. Oh. He forces the TP, doesn't get the kill, but losing more on the way out. 1-0 still with a way bigger army. This is a huge supply lead now.
We have 600 gold. We have 2 towers up and the bunker. Tiny Great Hall time, and then Turtle?
Can you get that now, though? He's going for the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Alrighty.
Take a trip to Macau and gamble.
The Shade's gonna see it, though, in just a moment. Didn't see... Oh, where's the Shade gonna go? If he goes bottom right, he might not get that info.
He's coming from the bottom right. No, that was skeletons, but he had vision bottom right.
Yeah, the Skelly saw it as well, in the middle. Ooh, okay. LYN down 20 supply, but a well-reinforced expansion. 1-0 looking strong on the heroes. Lich 4, DK 4, Dark Ranger 3. 1-0 seems to have the upper hand, certainly here in army strength, and he's going for his own expansion.
Currently, 1-0 is an upkeep, getting 7 gold per second. LYN, 20, as he's not in upkeep just yet. Will these towers help? It's piercing damage against fiends. It's not ideal. Maybe focusing the destroyer, exactly, is the play. Invo Potion on the blade.
Upgrades, by the way. 2-2 upgrades on the fiends. That's super early.
LYN had to take this risk. Now he has to hold. Repair in. Once again, blade damage. Threatening the Dark Ranger. She naked.
Kodo gets in for the Devour, trying to go for the DR. But she's pretty well protected. Next call is going to be ready in a moment. There it is. Healed again.
Let's go.
Latest hurt. Has to go for the invuln. Really wants to get that kill here with the crit. He does get it.
Okay, what about the TC though? Nova, speed scroll, tower still standing! TC got blocked himself and the heal wave wasn't ready. This TC, man, what a miserable experience on map 1.
Yeah, so many losses. TC, very often when he doesn't have rings of protection, seems to be a squishy cow. Only the blade has good items. Nobody else has good items. Dark Ranger's back from the tavern. And the expansion now looking not so secure at all anymore. Big Nova, peons all dead. With the undead expansion up in a moment.
Oh man, last stand for LYN. Of course, the expo's up. We're going for the Lich this time, but we have so many coils still left. And the Blade Master only has a lousy heal potion. Trying to use it, trying to buy time. There is cooldown on the heal wave. And with that, the damage dealer is gone. And with that, the last bit of hope is gone as well. 1-0, 1-2-0.
Once again, looking really solid recently. He's had a terrific run in the Ancient of Wonders Cup, for example. Also in other tournaments, 1-0 right now, rank 2 in the world. The cool thing about the Fastir is he's extremely flexible and also really good early game as a scouting and harassing hero. As we know, he falls off heavily in the late game, so that's something you have to factor into your calculations and strategy. We're seeing an early War Mill that doesn't tell us much yet. He's going for the fast tech as well. This is the one thing that seemingly most orc strats are involving right now. Fast tech. You don't want grunts, they're not good. You don't want headhunters, they don't seem to be good either. Go for tier 2 units.
That's right. Wyvern, Raider, Kodo, all of that. We harass towards the expansion. 1-0, 5 acolytes, right? Yep. So no expansion plans here thus far. We'll get an early Ziggurat, expecting a certain amount of harass, but for now, LYN just creeping.
Going for the Little Murloc camp here, which always reliably gives you a scouting item. Except for Replenish. There's a Wand of Illusion. Gonna give him a little bit of info. And now, What0 knows what's up as well. I guess he did that earlier already. Would be amazing if the Farseer gets a last hit here on the Murlocs, but on this level, especially against 1-2-0, that is unlikely.
Yeah, that is. Would be a little bit of a momentum boost, of course, to just get a couple of skeletons. Boom, there's number 1. Lasted 1-0 here. What about the Murloc?
A town is under siege.
Terribly sick with food poisoning after traveling. Your stream is keeping me alive. Red
Yo.
heart emoji.
Upcomer with the resub, thank you very much. Sorry for your food poisoning, dude. That sounds terrible. Hopefully this day can give you a little bit of relief and maybe relieve yourself as well when you must. Long day of Warcraft, as we said today. So buckle up, settle in, and enjoy what these amazing players are going to bring us. DK so far giving up no last hits, no ghoul kills either. Just a couple of skellies went to the Farseer so far.
Right on. LYN is doing damage, but it's not getting the kills. This one maybe? No. Pretty clean 1-0 early game again. Ghoul rotation inbound 2.6. Can LYN somehow disrupt level 3? That's always the question in these early games.
Shadowhunter tier 3 rush. Wyvern. It's Farseer Wyvern, man. Haven't seen that in a long time. Of course, when the Wyvern play first reached pick up steam, when it first started to look really good, was with Farseer into Wyvern with Shadowhunter. Then over time, it seemed like the Undeads countered it better and better, getting to the late game, not dying early, Farseer falls off, and so on, and the Orcs seem to be faring much better with the Blade Master, who does better in the late game. But now LYN back to the Farseer with Wyvern, which does make one think that he's going to have to try to get ahead here before the late game kicks him in the groin.
Most people don't like that too much. DK pressure is okay so far. Does this early game justify the Farseer over the Blade Master is indeed the question. Shadowhunter joining soon. We need more kills though for level 3.
Maybe he's going Farseer here thinking, well, Farseer with Wolves would suck against Gargs, but 1-0 always plays Fiends. Maybe this is a game where 1-0 should play Gargs. But then again, he's a lot worse with Gargs.
That's right. It could help him for sure. But then on the other side, Blade Master is also not bad against that either. So what do we know? Creeping again will be the task for LYN. Now, first it was harass, now we switch gears. And that null seems like it's going LYN's direction. New ghouls from the base. For free, of course. Lich is still seconds off and hard to reach this null now. Especially with the DK being blocked by the wolf.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think this is a good early game by LYN. He stopped the DK level 3. And also, always something to keep in mind, of course. The Blade needs lots of items early game to be relevant. He needs the Circlet, he needs the Heal Self and Clarity. Farseer needs nothing. Nothing like that. You can save all that money. And so he's working with more resources here, heading towards Wyvern and tier 3 right now.
True. It's also like not too hard to get these items though. Devotion Aura, nice. Mitigates the effect of the Orb of Corruption from tier 3 on, and the Gargoyle Dreams are gone. It is Fiends again. We see the first one, we see the web upgrade. And then Chain Lightning against Ghouls, Wolves against Fiends. This might work out.
Web is almost done.
It's at the moment to fight already. We have the Wand of Negation, we have a heal potion, 1-0, very competitive.
Farseer really low on mana here already. Would love to get a Clarity in. As now Envenom Spears is almost done. Then the damage ramps up significantly.
Coil Nova is up on level 2 and 1. We got Cement. Are we going for spikes this game? I don't think it's necessary actually. But okay, we might be going for it now. Lich, well controlled, but Hex is of course rather useless now, one would think. And then a ghoul dies immediately. Statue on the ground, get some healing in. 1-0, not a 50 food death ball thus far. We're waiting for destroyers. We're also waiting for Frenzy or skip Frenzy, which would be rather unusual. Clarity running for the Shadow Hunter, but mid-game control, mid-map control goes to 1-0.
We never really see TC, I think, with this strat, with Farseer plus Shadow. I feel like it might work out well if he gets the levels. Of course, however, thinking back to map 1, he really didn't get the levels. He rather got coiled Nova in the face and died over and over. So a little bit of a double-edged sword.
Boy, did you get caster cursed here. The second you said this,
Oh.
boom, TC in the queue. Speaking of, that was a lovely little steal with that Nova. 1-0 had his eye on the Polar Furberg. Now he gets it finally. Very nice control, very nice contest.
51 supply for LYN here. Is it worth denying a peon now? This is costing quite a bit of gold.
Samyana, thank you for the 4 years. Happy sub-anniversary, my dude.
B2WGG.
Yeah, it is costing gold, but do you want to be lumber-starved later? I don't know, but 1-0 fixed that issue for him, and now I'm getting caster curse, thinking, oh, spikes might not be worth it. Ghoul's hammering away at this beastry. Another peasant down. How much damage can these wyvern do?
TC Stomp's gonna have big impact if they land, but there's a silencer right away. Doing the TC properly as it should. 2 fiends go down though. The coil misses. Coil now on cooldown. Not a bad spot it seems to be. And the Farseer gets another kill as well. Huge stomp. And now there's no fiends left.
The TC has a potion, has more stomp. The wyvern in a good position. Can't be controlled. Only Coil Nova to deal with them. This is LYN cleaning up the ground. And this is a terrible, terrible situation for 1-0. Cow might live. Nope, there's a coil. Now we get level 2, but the wyvern helping the defense. And this is a playable game for LYN now.
Yeah, lots of losses 1-0. But he still has lots of mana on his heroes and statues to keep regenning. TC, that's a good thing when he dies on level 1. He comes back quick with 1 stomp. And of course now with Hex also, LYN can look for reinforcements. He knows lots of fiends died. More fiends will be coming. Maybe some cheap kills in the middle.
Are we going for the Magi? Not really. Item on the ground. Ring of Regen. Love to see that. What do you focus? Destroyers? Oh, that should be an easy focus fire here, I thought. The 1 web gets the 1 wyvern. Good effort.
Oh, Shadow Hunter here was standing in the front line, passing the TP to him, and dodges that coil just in time.
And just like that, with 1 fight, 1-0 is back. Great value of Burrow. No dust on LYN's side, no reveal on the Orc side in general with this build. And the rest of the creep spot pie goes to 1-0 as well. LYN has to go to extreme length to get levels now. Level 2 wolves, okay, there's a limited amount of dispel and you always want one against Hex. So the wolves might shine, but where do you get Shadow and TC levels?
I gotta say though, I like this strat for LYN. I think it punishes a weakness, if you want to call it that, by 1-0. He never goes Gargs. I think Gargs would straight up be way stronger here. But he's the Fiend player. And then the TC will have the chance to shine, maybe, especially if he gets perhaps some good items and levels. Ancient Django again. A little bit unlucky, but at least some good gold.
Right on. 1-0 on the other side would feel blessed with an Ancient Django. But hey, we'll see. A little bit of creepcraft. Shadow Hunter will also make it to 3. We have an End Snare queued now, so a Raider transition one more time. And Invis Farseer.
Catgas Pipe.
Catgas Pipe.
That's a pretty good item.
Yep. Dude, imagine he steals that one. Oh, he was just a few seconds off. What a cool idea.
Shadow Hunter got level 3. TC's even close to level 3. But of course the Dark Ranger Silence going to be aiming to keep that cow in check. Farseer now working as a shade. That's also cool. So LYN knows, oh, he's coming up here. I guess I'm going to take a trip somewhere else.
Skelly Scout in the main. Now 1-0 knows, hey, that Invis potion is missing. What's he up to? But no reveal, no shade, just upgrades. Again, a fast 2-1 at least, not 2-2. Is Lyn gearing up for a creep jack? Not really. The map is mostly empty, but I don't think Lyn has the consumable to fight yet against 4-3-3.
Yeah, interesting movement right now. 1-0 is going back and forth. I think he's trying to avoid or trying to prevent or creeping as much as he can while also doing some creeping himself. If the Farseer steals the item, by the way, and there's an instant destroyer dispel,
Yep.
he might die. Stole it!
Stolen.
And the cooldown was on the dispel, I think. Nice!
Oh. Yeah, very sweet. Will be great for the TC to have evasion. In general, mostly tanky items, so the call for the Farseer was a good one, after all.
Invis potion lasts 2 minutes, by the way. It's almost over.
There it is. Staff? Anything? Maybe not needed. So close to level 3 TC. Game changer spell.
He could
Wait, that's a green.
use an invo potion to break the silence, so there is a possibility to avoid it. But it would cost the invo potion, of course. And he doesn't have an invo potion, by the way.
Yes, that went to 1-0. Next one available in 30 seconds. But that is level 3. And we got a talisman for extra HP against Coil Nova. We got evasion against Fiend Focus. This is doable, man. This is doable.
Decent upgrades as well. We got 1-1 on the Wyvern. On the Fiends, even better with 2-1. And we got a Kodo with upgrade. Ring would be sick here. TC a little unlucky getting no rings here.
That would be the cherry on the cake.
Orb of
Or
Lightning,
in
maybe?
the cake. What?
Orb of Lightning could also be good here. I feel like Orb of Lightning is the better raider. Can't be killed so easily.
It's not reliable, though. Except against statues, of course. Everybody knows.
Oh, Lyn going in. TC in the front line. Silenced, of course, right away. Once the silence is over, though, he can go for a big stomp. Kodo got a Devour already, and the Fiend goes down. The first one that was ensnared. Not a bad start for Lyn right there, splitting the Fiends. 1-0 with a lot of losses right here.
I agree. One Fiend in the belly going for the Dark Ranger. That was one coil on cooldown now. Destroyers are coming in. 4 statues on the ground. We got double invuln and heal scroll. How long can you do this? The Destroyers. 1 down, 2 down. The damage output is none.
Yeah, Lyn doing amazing here. Lich also starting to run low on mana. Not too many Novas left. TC now with a really good stomp in the back. Almost hitting 3 of these Fiends. And the Ensnares now can come in as well for more and more kills. Shadowhunter has 1 heal wave left at least. DK running low on mana, but here also the Khadgar's Pipe is amazing. 1 Fiend about to be devoured. Kodo going to be hungry again. And 1-0 has more losses, but also the stronger endgame heroes.
1-0 has no lumber anymore to go for reinforcements. He can't build anything. Not enough lumber for a Fiend nor a statue. And Lyn has the resources under control. Heal Scroll as well. Next Destroyer. We brought so many statues into this fight. Heal Scroll necessary. Call Nova. Anything to save this SH. Not enough. Not in time. Hero down.
But still tons of kills for Lyn over here. He can summon more wolves. The Destroyers should be countered pretty well, it seems, and the mana for 1-0 is extremely low. Shadowhunter being res from the altar. 100 seconds this is gonna take.
One Raider here for the end. Snare! Dodges it. 1-0. Great control. That Destroyer can heal himself up with a Dispel, but then he's still probably dead.
Stomp
Going
ready.
for the Dark Ranger. Stomp not on the DK, but on the DR. Lich
Look at the
also
Wyvern.
affected. Destroyer trying to come in, but the Wyvern control the air.
Yeah, the Wyvern forced the Destroyers away who were trying to dispel the wolves. Lyn 1 step ahead right there. Really cool. Even fighting 1 hero down here. Lyn is doing super well, but also 1-0 with some amazing Destroyer saves. Both so low HP.
And again, the lumber issue for 1-0. He has morphing destroyers the entire time. 2 of them could die. No statue on the ground. This one will take 20 seconds. So we gotta resort to mana pots. And that, of course, makes it so you spend the gold that you want to replenish the army. Shop control Lyn, Invo potion up. Has to sell an item to get the heal scroll and Invul. Absolutely worth it.
Killing the Kodo would be huge here for 1-2-0. Getting that before the Shadow's back. Right now, Lyn's army is looking pretty small.
Agreed. Dark Ranger against the coil once again. The mana potion is still available. The wolves, maybe not the impact that you want to see now that the 2 destroyers are up. This was a great game by LYN, but maybe not enough because 120 is also controlling this so well. Reinforcements in, bit of crowd control, web again, so many units about to fall.
And the coil is there, ready in time. The catgas pipe is really paying off here, giving him so many extra coils. Another fast here, he is almost dead! Doesn't get that invuln in time, Shadowhunter comes back, but too late, it's GG! The great position quickly turned around. And 120 claims another map.
Man, this was so close. There were 2 destroyers basically dead, maneuvered back over the trees into the base where they had time to recover at least a little bit. And then this Shadowhunter loss was a bit too much in the end. Also, no heal wave, no invuln to save the hero there. Game was possibly over. We get DK Dark Ranger and Lich scaling into Infernum. And Farseer, can't say the same about him.
Would be LYN. He's starting with the Blade Master here once more. Fast tech, fast shop. Skipping again into high tech units.
Trying to stay unpredictable. I like that. Thumbs up. And since you mentioned it, what about this mirror image? Gets good damage, can dodge coils, gets good map control and scouting. Haven't seen that in a long time.
It's seen in a couple of the recent games, for example, Focus versus 120 and WSB. If you don't have Windwalk early, you're very limited with what you can do aggression-wise. The Undead can creep freely, and also seems to be able to expand freely, which many Undeads are unwilling to do in this matchup. But 120, different story. He is a strategic mastermind, will play in many different strats if they suit his purpose. Starting off very humbly here with just a tiny little green cap.
Right on. Expecting some Blade Master harass or some Farseer harass. Can retreat into bases quickly with this. And sees, okay, this is not contested. Well, let's go for it then. The turtle holds potentially a claw. 120 might get the kill with the Acolyte. We'll see. Oh, please don't. Okay, investing the Windwalk. Okay. And gets the Acolyte and the turtle.
Yeah, once you get the extra bit of experience, 25 XP can matter in the end. And he gets gloves over here. If he finds some claws as well, then this blade is already going to be decently equipped.
Makura creep, 120. Big defense mode enabled. LYN trying to steal this. Is he in time? Close. But the coil is there, of course. And man, this is a dream inventory for Blade Master on the DK, though. So, tech unfolding, of course, the fastest tech in the world for the orcs again. Now 120 bravely moving into the middle with the ghouls.
Stealing the item here would be a win for LYN already. Of course, getting last hit plus item would be fantastic, but 120 almost never allows this. Maybe the little hatchling he can claim. Blade not getting out of Windwalk yet. He is discovered, but not much can attack him at the moment.
And now the turtle. Item stolen. Okay, so didn't get XP, but 2 gloves of haste, 2 circlets. Gatling gun, Blade Master.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to keep those. Could sell 1 pair. They do have diminishing returns. The effect gets weaker and weaker with more gloves. But still, it gives you more attack speed. The attack speed, if you get some levels as well, is going to be kind of crazy. Which is not bad for an Orb of Lightning.
Not at all. 120 continues to not commit to any big spots. Once again, we go Shadowhunter. Once again, we go Beastery. This is another Wyvern build, it seems like. And so far, DK is not level 3, but 120 I think is crafting up a nice, safe passage to level 3, so he can contest in the mid game when the Shadowhunter is out and when the Orc wants to creep.
Yeah, surely he's going to get this Enforcer here in a moment. Blade is low mana as well. Forcing some coils, though, is not too bad. 120 loves to be greedy with those coils. Needs to use it here, though. At least he forced lots of mana out of the DK. That's also relevant. Oh, is he going to dare to go for the last hit? That would be very risky.
No. He's dead when he does it. He's revealed still. He is 2 mana away from a coil. Right click. If he gets the level up... Okay, he uses the coil there. Okay. Damn. SH out. Where to creep now is the question. Wyvern again.
Once
Not
upon
gonna
a
lie,
time,
tough task for Lyn.
Once upon a time, we used to think, Wyvern, well, they have lots of damage, but they're not viable units, really. Haha, you can't play Wyvern. It was just a funny meme when Zakard back then said, I like Wyvern. We thought these were not playable, certainly not against Undead with Web. There was a time, a couple of months ago, it's hard to remember now, but where Wyvern looked amazing. Lyn is crazy aggressive here, by the way. Going into the Undead main base, trying to kill Acolytes.
Yeah, maybe trying to cancel the tech here, but the Lich is here. DK is coming in as well, and we don't have a town portal, so we can't commit too much. If that is a Hex kill, okay. Then the door is wide open because Undead can't fight till level 3. Nice idea, but shut down immediately.
Lyn very low on experience. Obviously, he's behind. One deserted creeping in the early game. And he did not. Creeping now as well in the middle. These consumables can have huge impact.
I kind of feel like the game is slipping out of Lyn's hands. With 1-0 being incredibly efficient. Very calm. Not risking too much when he doesn't have to, indicated by that little green spot in the beginning. Also the green spot at the shop. And Lyn is spending a lot of time leveling. But 1-0, just faster, more efficient.
Maybe some amazing items can be a saving grace for Lyn here. What is this one? Circlet. Alright, not bad. This blade is looking indeed very well equipped. Shadowhunter level 2. Tier 3 is reached. And we got a fast TC.
Again. So far, not the carry of this series, but hey, might turn out to be the hero eventually. No level for the Lich just yet. We do have Fiends one more time, so no Gargoyle transition. And Crystal Ball for scouting, but both consumables of the middle go to 1-0. That means soon-ish 1-0 will miss out on creeps.
I really like, by the way, how Orcs in another matchup against Night Elf recently have been embracing level 2 crit on level 3 more and more when you know that you're going to have to fight soon. I think that's the right way to go. But somehow, against Undead, it is still rarely seen, it seems. It seems to be mostly level 2 Windwalk, which I don't think is the right way to go. Blade is close to that level 3 here.
I didn't... I'm very obsessed with this level 2 crit question, and I don't share that. I think it's very similar decision making between the two matchups, but you cast it more recently, so might be onto something.
Blade items, amazing. Picks up the slippers here as well. Only missing that orb of lightning. The ring of protection could be given to the TC as well. That would be great. It has no war mill, by the way. He's got no spikes, no cement, nothing.
Yep, that will hurt here. Full focus on army, full focus on Wyvern, but fighting without level 3 is rough. Takes out the ghouls once and for all. Trying to at least, but there is one web, there's another. It's the good old Dovak mix of ghouls and fiends. And that micro looking fine as well. Shadowhunter needs to go to the shop for a potion to provide more hex, to provide more healing, and we do have level 3.
Oh, Blade, if he gets the ghoul here with the solo kill, also gonna have it. Surely now, in a fight, he would go for the crit. One thing he doesn't have, though, is the dust. Picking up the ghoul.
Interesting.
Almost level 3 now.
Interesting to see that the Shadowhunter has the Ring of Protection, not the TC. Might hurt. Blade looking for some crits here, but the coil is always ready. There's so much mana.
Blade.
The Shadowhunter needs to support this Blade somehow. Dark Ranger is trying his darnest, but you can't support against that coil. Damage dealer dead again.
On a mana seal here, also quite nice. And the burrows again and again. The webbed fiends, of course, go down quickly. Even with the webbed wyvern, I mean. Even with the fiend count being so low. The heroes are still carrying. The statues are still providing. And I think 1-0 is still winning.
Lyn can do whatever he wants, man. It doesn't work And the wand of mana stealing coming in freaking clutch here that he earned with the map control early on tier 2. He saved it for the crucial moment to drain it from the Shadow Hunter. And then boom, there we go. LYN against the ropes. And I don't think there's any way back from this, as everything is so easy to knock down now.
Yeah, these are the paper burrows. LYN with an interesting build here, skipping indeed the War Mill, trying to spend his money elsewhere. Not a bad idea. He went for lots of items, had a good Blade Master, but he didn't have an Invo Potion. Maybe that Invo Potion was the one item he really should have bought in addition. And now, Ultra Supply Block. Blade is back, but still no level 3.
Yeah, last stand here. No way to come back from this at all. We go for the statues to take away the sustain. 1-0 best fiend control, best statue control in the world. Now we got level 2 crit, but way too late, of course. That damage was missing left and right. The heal wave, you can barely feel it. And LYN running out of options.
Back in
Next
against the
up into
Fiends. GG is called. This series, a little more one-sided than many of us would like it to be. Map 2 was really close. Map 1 and 3, not so much. 1-0 keeps his winning ways going. Seems to be in terrific shape right now. Also, 1-0 had a show match against Life yesterday, by the way, where he won 3-2 after a 3-0 lead. 1-0 right now, just a beast. So hard to stop.